do I get 16 shots today? Okay. Now, there was the commissioner, he was there. And there was also a judge there also. She spoke to, after I spoke to the judge about the matters, she spoke to the commissioner about it. Nothing was done. Okay, but the bottom line is this. Despite everything that has gone on, we still have police officers on the force today who still apparently don't believe that a change is necessary. Okay? Now, there have been proven incidences where these dashboard cameras have been intentionally tampered with. Okay, so when you intentionally tamper with a dashboard, that shows that you are intending to do something criminal. Okay? So, in light of all the evidence that has come to surface about these dashboards being tampered with, what is going to be done to these police officers who have intentionally tampered with these cameras? Okay, that's number one. What is going to be done in the future? I believe a precedent needs to be set. Okay, because these devices are obviously they're important insofar as changing the culture of the police department.
30 seconds.
So what is going to be done in the future to prevent these incidences from happening? Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think the answer to your question, both of your questions, is it's got to all be about accountability.
Yeah.
It's got to be all about accountability.
Is there a choice review as well? Choice review?
Even we know that it has to be about accountability, but what is going to be done? We've been talking about accountability, but for years and years and years and years. What is going to change as a result of you being put in power? That's what we need to know.
Well, I think part of what we're going to be doing, sir, is making specific findings that lay bare exactly some of the problems that you've identified and others in the audience have identified. It's hard to ignore it. It's right there in writing with people protesting and raising their voices and demanding change. Now again, I certainly understand the level of skepticism and frustration and anger in the room, but I feel optimistic, and as I said before, the proof is going to be in the pudding. But I feel very optimistic that the things that we are going to bring to light and the specific recommendations that we are going to make for change are going to be possible to ignore. You will see, stay tuned for March 31st when we release our report, that it's certainly our intention to make sure that we are very clear about the depth of the problems across a number of different areas, and that we identify very specific pathways for change.
This will be Joyce.
Ma'am, can somebody help her adjust the microphone?
8-9 years ago, I registered a complaint at a local casino. Almost immediately after, there was dangerous activity and increased police presence around me. I was and still am systematically stalked, harassed, and threatened with being shot. Before my complaint at the casino, I had a perfect driving record, no tickets, no accidents. After my complaint, I had 2 slashed tires, 2 stolen wheels, several side swipes, and numerous near misses. I had a whip through my rear window and a gun pointed at my head. One day, an SUV forced its way onto the I-94 entry ramp beside me and tried to ride me into oncoming traffic. I wrecked one front end when someone swerved into my lane on Western Avenue. Later, I totaled the car when a pickup truck
1 minute.
pulled in front of me on Klein Avenue and came to a dead stop. When I say systematically stalked, I mean this is well-organized, methodical, militaristic. Their neighbors watch my apartment and parking lot and inform when I leave the house. Before I travel 1 block, lights appear in front of me, beside me, and behind. I'm tailgated, they squeeze my lane, swerve into my lane, and make shooting gestures.
30 seconds.
I wasn't sure what was happening to me until I went to the internet and read, what is gang stalking? Gang stalking is an organized stalking by Peru, and it is imported from the former Soviet bloc. Anybody with a cell phone can be a game star.
15 seconds.
Where are they getting these young people? Who is this that is criminalizing our youth by turning them into game stars? I have tried for 8 years to call attention to what I perceive as a casino, law enforcement, game stalking connection, and have failed. I wrote the state's attorney, the district attorneys of Indiana, the former police superintendent, the gaming commission, the independent police review, internal affairs, justice department, and not one meaningful response from any of those bodies.
Thank you, Ms. Wood. Appreciate your comments there. Joyce Whitfield. Armand Ben Israel Thames. Got a comment here from Anonymous. I find it infuriating that crooked cops can retire and avoid being held accountable. Can that change? That's been a common question of the night.
How y'all doing this evening?
Wonderful, brother.
Good evening, sir.
I was about to say, you're the only one who's doing good. I'm doing good. Okay. So, I came up in here, I had a few things. How much time I got? 2 minutes?
Yep.
All right, cool. Because a lot of this stuff is redundant. Ben said, done already. Everybody didn't talk about it. Y'all not doing nothing. You are a joke. Stop playing with our people. Just like that's my man they just put up out of here. Y'all gonna stop playing, and guess what? This not gonna be the last that y'all see of me. Because I'm a radical young people, and we gonna vote. This board is not gonna be existent. Congress not gonna be up in office. Anita Alvarez got to go. We not playing. You see, I came up here to try to show some people respect. But none of y'all don't want to show nobody no respect. Y'all showing favoritism on the microphone, and nothing is being done. It's a joke.
All right, Brother Thames. Gabriel Wilson in the house. Gabriel Wilson. Gabriel, you here? Gabriel?
It's all the same.
There we go.
Yes.
That was literally dropping the mic, wasn't it?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you. Back during the civil rights movement, the Southern Senator Robert Byrd made a statement. He said that if blacks would stop behaving badly and just learn to behave properly, that they would not have to deal with police brutality. Squarely putting it on the back of African American people, to the extent of insinuating that in any and every instance that we came in contact with the police, that we were the ones that caused the situation to escalate because we were prone to behaving badly. This was said 40 years ago by a senator of the United States. And I would assert that today, this is still something that is prevalent in the collective mindset of even the Chicago Police Department. Oftentimes, as a black man myself that has had various encounters with Chicago police, the first approach or the first sense that I get from them is that they expect me to behave uncivilly. And that's how they approach me. And oftentimes I have to strategize on how to diffuse that. And it's complicated. It's complicated and it's also scary. It's also scary, especially in light of what happened to Laquan McDonald. I guess he was behaving badly, and we saw the end result of that. So I think that what has to happen is that this psyche, this collective psyche, has to be attacked. It has to be stamped out. One of the previous speakers spoke about the concept of cultural competence.
15 seconds.
These things have to be addressed. And lastly, restorative not a joke. It is effective. I worked the program. I'm a graduate of Roosevelt University. We are proud advocates of restorative justice. Take a look at it. The police department needs to take a look at it, needs to embrace it, and it can do great wonders in our communities in support of restoring faith.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Good recommendation. Very good recommendation. Leroy Bowers in the house. Come on up to the microphone. Leroy Bowers. And we have a comment from Anonymous. Is the task force looking into having the police officers have their own insurance to release the burden of the taxpayer? I think State Representative Ken Duncan actually suggested that. Yeah, that was a comment that I think suggested.
Good evening, sir. This is again.
Good evening, President. Good evening, Accountability Task Force. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. I do have a handout for you.
If you gave it to Jennifer, we will decide when we will get it. Yes, sir.
And basically, I am here to talk about real comprehensive change in the police department, real comprehensive cultural change. And this is what we need. We really need somebody that can really come in from outside, for the most part, that hasn't been contaminated by the culture, the inside culture to make this change. And that this particular change will also be in concert with a cultural change in the community and a cultural change with our political representatives, our elected representatives. So this is a threefold change that we need from the elected officials, community, and the police department. So it's got to be a change that has not been created from inside already. I know that it's not about getting rid of everybody that's in the police department, but it is a top-down process with change. We got to change the top, and we got to work our way all the way down to the bottom. And then we got, as earlier was spoken about Officer Friendly and all these different programs, that's really got to be comprehensively done on all levels. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your comments. Thank you for coming out again.
Thank you.
Brother Kubler in the house. Brother Kubler, come on up to the mic. There he is. Right, those Brother Kubler to a grant. We read a comment also from Patrick Poe. Patrick says, and I think we heard this comment, is there consideration for adding a community-based or citizen-governed accountability board? That might be something that should take serious consideration. People from the community like that help.
Good evening, sir.
Greetings to the panel, to everyone in the audience. There's a lot of emotion going on in the city. I represent a lot of brothers on the street, exit on the back. Some don't have exit on the back. I tried for several years. I talked to the mayor, former superintendent. They don't do that. And you all been handpicked by them. What was it?
Come on, brother.
Because I got a lot on me. I came to the mayor and the superintendent. I informed them. There's a lot of brothers out here in the streets, sitting in town that's going on themselves. Because we got a lot of loved ones, grandchildren out here also. And we don't need to be intimidated when we try to talk to some young brothers on the street about getting their act together. And then here comes the police riding down on us, talking about the RICO statute, talking about we're trying to recruit. Ain't nobody trying to go back to prison. A lot of guys are really mad, they're not going back to prison. They're really that going back. So, you said my solution to the program, I went to all the violence. I brought a solution to the program. Brothers and point fingers, trying to resolve something. Because I'm a product of the streets. 1991,
30 seconds.
my stepson got killed. I initiated gang troops at that time. I'm a former chairman of Conservative Black Firefighters. I initiated gang troops in 1991. And right to this day, nobody yet from the administration which y'all served came to me, asked me my personal opinion, I resolved this issue. There's something wrong with that picture. If I was white, if I came from the University of Chicago, we'd be knocking down my door. So I'm done with reality.
15 seconds.
There's a lot of young brothers out here speaking time being arrested by young punk white police. So you know what's going to happen? You're going to start shooting back. When they start shooting back, guess what's going to happen? Black and white race issue. A war on the street. A racial problem. It's already created. But y'all don't know this because y'all so damn busy trying to make your way going into the community. You got to have some people from the community on the board that understand that people feel it. Other than that, y'all wasting the damn time. And y'all need to stop wasting our time. And I'm tired of talking personally. I got a lot of time in front of me, I mean behind me, very little time in front of me. I don't know if I'm allowed to let me go. But I tell you this. In the meantime, I'm going to do the best I can with what I do. I love what I do.
Thank you.
Stay focused.
Stay focused. Can Flora Digby come up to the podium? Flora Digby in the house. Here's another comment from Anonymous. We believe that Ferguson should be the head, Joe Ferguson should be the head of the task force. Is that possible? And two, why hasn't the police?
I advocate.
Why hasn't the police officer who shot into the crowd at the park not been arrested? Sorry, that's Dante Servant. We're talking about the shooting and killing of a kid boy.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Flora Digby. I'm a lifetime resident of Chicago and a longtime resident of the 7th Ward. I stand here for many reasons. I stand here for those that can't stand here, for the kids that live on my block, for the elderly neighbors that live on my block that don't get around, for my nieces and nephews that are extremely concerned when they are engaged by police officers, for my Girl Scouts who ask me, is anything going to happen to me when I go to school next week, whether it be in school or outside of school? I'm standing here because our community is at an SOS status. We have to save ourselves. I have an appreciation for your listening session. I have an appreciation for the report that you plan on turning in March. But my issue is today. I have no desire to be planning another candlelight vigil or balloon release for the death of our children. I'm asking you, what is it that we do today? I understand your report's coming out in March. There needs to be an education of how we, as individuals, whether it be children or adults, engage the police officers when they come to us. There's an issue of the police officers feel that their lives are in danger or that the issue has been escalated. There needs to be an education. What is it that we do not do so that we don't put ourselves in an escalated situation? Are there videos that we can share with our children for do's and don'ts? Are there seminars? Are there meetings that we can engage in today, not in March when we get a report, so that we do not continue the candlelight vigils, the killings, the funerals, and
30 seconds.
I encourage you, I ask you, what direction can you provide?
Mr. Brooks, if you could, I'm going to ask Mr. Brooks who's here, and he'll respond to your specific question.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Ronald Jackson, is there Ronald Jackson? Come on up to the microphone, Mr. Jackson. I'll read a comment from Marie Woods. Marie says, how do we address what is happening in our communities? Just as we are coming together to focus on a task force for police, Can we do the same for our children?
Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Ms. Lightfoot, wasn't you a part of that board that hired McCarthy?
No, I wasn't, sir.
So you was not part of that board that McCarthy said was okay. I don't know what.
That's a question you answered.
Anyway, when McCarthy was hired, I don't know what board you was on then, but he was on. You know he was under investigation by the DOJ, but yet y'all still requested he be hired. What do that say about your credibility? As a black woman, you should be ashamed of yourself because you was in the system, you know how the police works. And yet you sit up here and preaching to the people talking about, well, we don't have accountability for this. And you know, it's a shame, not only as a minority, but as a woman with children. And you know how it is out here for young black as well as anyone. My second thing is to Ferguson. You was fighting with Rahm tooth and nail, and then all of a sudden, he seems like he give you a bitch, rub your belly, you stop. And it's a shame, I have high respect for you, but now it seems like that, you know, when I come to the proof that there's no going to be no accountability, you see the officers still out here doing the same thing, but yet none of them is being suspended, without pay, there's nothing happening to them. As long as the union has this contract that's in effect, we know that your hands are tied. But yet, I'm quite sure they can be suspended without pay instead of putting on the desk duty and still getting paid. Because, you know, anytime a police stop anybody, either the first thing the person going to say a color or minority, period, first thing they're going to ask, why did you stop me? And that's where the escalation is going to start right there.
That's right.
You know, because I had an incident with my daughter, she was driving with another friend, police stopped her after she was back on when the tow truck was coming. Police asked her for her insurance. She showed her insurance. She asked the guy for his life. I don't know if he has it or not.
15 seconds.
Okay. First thing officer said, I'm going to take your car. My daughter said, no, you're not. I have insurance. She called me because she told the officer, I ain't fit to call my lawyer. Another officer came and said, F your lawyer. Then the officer took my daughter's keys from my grandson, who's 2 years old, inside the car in the cold. I don't know how you might feel, but when you get a call from your daughter, because I'm a proud father of raising 6 girls and one son, all of them graduated out of high school, and 3 of them got degrees. I don't play with my daughter. I don't care if you're the police or anyone else. If you come to mine, you come the wrong way. So what I'm saying is, if y'all don't do something about this escalation between the police and the citizen, it's going to be a war. And trust me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Thank you. Mr. Jackson, thank you, Mr. Jackson. That's why we're here to prevent that from happening. That's why the task force is here to hear from you guys to make sure you understand how the community feels. And we are the last to refrain from personal attacks because they are here to hear from you. That is the whole purpose of being here tonight. Mr. August, are you in the house? Mr.
No, this is Dr. Barbara.
Now, Ms. Norman. No, hold on. Your card is right in here. I was made aware of your presence. I searched for your card. I said, is Mrs. Norman's card? It is here. So you are in line to speak, ma'am. I appreciate that too. I just want to go in the order because in all fairness to everybody. But I promise you your card is in there. Search.
Good, and I'm not leaving.
Okay, I don't want you to leave. We want to hear from you. Mr. August, are you here? Mr. August, Mr. August, I will read another comment from Anonymous. Are you Mr. August? I am. Okay.
Can you step up to the microphone, sir?
All right. Oh, wait, this storm is going to be gone. There's no problem.
Good evening, sir.
Especially Ms. Lightfoot, I see you 6 minutes all the time. And Governor Patrick, I actually got your book. I like you to sign for me at the end of the day if I get it signed. But I got 3 parts pretty much. I want to say hello to everybody first in the community. And 2, I have a story to share. On the 1st of November 2014, I was babysitting my grandmother with dementia. Watching the Bulls game at halftime, I decided to grab something to eat. On the way back home, right on 97, a police car almost hits me, trying to make a left turn. I stopped the car, shook my head. As I moved forward, there was another police truck by Walgreens, and I assumed that the lady don't want to see me causing the car. They pulled me over. So now when the lady pulls me over, she asks, you know why I stopped you? And I said, no, officer. She said, where are you headed? I said, home. She said, where are you coming from? I said, right on 97. You remember you almost hit me? She goes, is this your car? I was in a rental, Missouri plates. And I said, it's a rental. I said, officer, can I ask you why are you stopping me? She said, can I see your registration? I said, officer, it's a rental. I have a rental copy for you. I gave her the rental copy. She said, can I get your driver's license? Upon pulling my driver's license out, she yanks my car over and says, F it, get the hell out of the car. I look at her and I said, no. You didn't tell me why you stopped me, officer. Can you please tell me why you stopped me? Here's my license. Get out the car, get out the car, get out the car. Now at this point, 3 other cops come up.
30 seconds.
3 other cops come up, a bald-headed guy. He goes, you're gonna get out the car. He grabs me. I go, officer, I don't know what I did. They didn't tell me why I got pulled over. Please stop, let me go, you're scaring me. He lets me go. Then he goes, if you're not gonna get out the car, I'm gonna make you get out the car. He whipped something out. Now my brain was like, okay, that looks like a baton, but it could be a taser, it could be a gun. I'm very sorry.
15 seconds.
At this point, I say, I'm gonna get out the car. When I get out the car, I go to put my wallet, I get back in my wallet in my pocket. The officer pulls out a gun. And I said, what are you doing? You see me putting my wallet back in my pocket. So now to move further with this, I ended up taking all the information. I went to IPRA, and IPRA basically covered up the story. The officers told the investigator that they met me, and when it came time for my FOIA to come, they had no recollection of the situation.
Thank you, Mr. August. Appreciate your comment. Is Betty Marsh here? Your card. Okay, Betty Marsh.
Mr. Mayor, do you want to talk to that gentleman, please?
Betty Marsh. Also have a comment from Anonymous, and this is actually relevant to recent news, today's news. Thanks for your service, first and foremost. One